Hi YouTube. I hope you're doing good. I had a pretty wonderful day. It's warm out. It was about 90, so um I was out building my horse a bonfire and uh picking some sticks up that fell out of the trees, and that's kind of a all the time deal. We had some people come from Michigan and trade um Kawasaki Vulcan 500 motorcycle. Looks like a Sportster. It's red, for a postal van. So we don't know if we're going to keep it or not yet. Kind of uncertain. It's sort of a girl's bike, but I'm looking for, or I'm maybe in the market for a bike I used to have is my Honda 90 Street and Trail. I just loved that bike. It was orange and just not just because of the color, because they made red ones too, but and blue ones, if I'm not mistaken. But just really a nice little bike for going off road or on. And the thing with that Kawasaki, that's just a street bike, so it wouldn't be street and trail like mine was like a trail bike or a dirt bike, tire on the back, but it had street tread on the front, so you could go, and it was tall like a regular bike, so it was, you know. Speaking of tall, I heard a joke. I belong to this sarcasm thing online. My one son is on there too, and it said tall men, or yeah, tall men like short women, and short men like short women. So what do the tall women get? And it said underneath there, good paying modeling jobs. So I was like, but I never found that true. I always found in a lot of ways, like, well, Doug shorter, but I found in a lot of ways that shorter guys always seem to be a little bit fascinated. I'm only 5'9", but if they're like 5'6" or something, they're like, huh, you know and tall guys too, so it don't matter. But yeah, it was funny joke. So not much new around here. Just gonna have some buffalo chicken for supper and mashed potatoes, and which I can't have many, but and then we got some strawberries from the Amish people, and those should be really good because we had their lettuce, or we've still got some in there, and broccoli. I made a salad out of the broccoli with carrots and ranch dressing, and so got a little bit of that left too. I'll probably have on the side. So yeah. So anyway, speaking of chickens, I had all kinds of people now getting a hold of me. Oh, we got chickens you can have. And then this one lady, what a good salesperson. She's like private messaging me, and she's like, because I don't want to just have my chickens go to any home and they lay all different kind of colored eggs and whatnot. And she had her little boy, so it was like a double whammy, two cute things, a little boy holding a tiny little chick, and she said they hold them twice a day, and she wants $15 for it, and that's not a big deal. I mean, it could be, but I mean, the issue is, geez, I just think I had one chicken ate. Why would I want another one? Well, and if I do, then I have to make a chicken run and put them in and make sure that they either don't walk off. I don't think she walked off though, or nothing can get her. So it's like, nah, I want my chicken back, or I don't want one. I wasn't looking for a chicken when she walked in the yard. So it just so happened that she was such a funny little thing that everybody in the yard really fell in love with her. So yeah, I don't know, but it's funny to see who cares, who could care less, and who was downright mean. I had one of them. So anyway, so that was interesting, and kind of that's two reasons in the community page that somebody actually might have seen her, and then I could get her back. if they don't want to keep her because she's a good laying chicken. But yeah, anyway, yeah, that's very interesting. But 9 times out of 10, oh, 8 times out of 10, people were really kind and they're just like, I hope she comes back, and I'm like, me too, thank you. Or just thank you, yeah, you know. But anyway, or thank you kindly, because a lot of them mostly were just kind. So I wonder what the 4th of July is going to be like around here. Usually my dog goes crazy. She shivers and just freaks because we had a dog we adopted because this dog that Doug met, Abby, she was a King Charles Cavalier. They're bred so bad over in England, so interbred, their brains literally grow out of their head. Well, this dog, and they look like long haired, like a spaniel kind of, and she was white with black liver spots and sort of pink on her fur in the front. She was really pretty dog. um Not very healthy. She ate over at the neighbors a lot where she was from, and the old man fed her chips, and she laid outside of the shop at night, no doghouse, no nothing, and would go in the shop whenever she wasn't being chased away, and would lay in the bondo dust and all that. So Doug's like, if you're not going to take her, well, the guy said, we're just going to take her out and shoot her. And Doug's like, oh, I'll take her. So he brings her home, and the first thing I see is this dog with pink on. I thought it was blood stain. I'm like, what is that? I couldn't see it was a dog at first in the passenger seat. And then she put her head up and she was laughing. I'm like, oh my God, it's a pink puppy, you know. And so then I would sing her, "You Are So Beautiful to Me," and she'd laugh. And well, anyway, this dog Abby was playing down at our creek and she got shot on our property. Well, I didn't notice it right away because of all her fur, and she was doing just fine and everything until one day I was petting her and there was maggots back there, and I'm like, what the, oh my God. So I got a bucket and I got some cleaner and I put it in there and I soaked her in there. We soaked them all out of there, and then I got medicine and I got that in on her, and she did live through that. Oh man, that was bad. And but we did end up having to put her down because of the growths that were coming out of her head. She was literally trying to drown herself in a puddle. She would walk over to the water, put her face in there, and keep trying to take her own life. That's freaking bad. But anyway, so um, my dog lady was just a puppy, seeing all this and hearing the gunshots and whatnot. She probably heard the gunshot because I didn't. Neither did Doug. So yeah, it was a bad experience. But the moral of the story is now my dog lady, every time there's any gunshots or fireworks or anything like that, she just goes freaking crazy. I mean, crying. So it's really bad around here at hunting time and 4th of July and things like that aren't too happy for lady. It's pretty sad. So yeah. Anyway, so not a whole lot going on besides that. Just thought I'd get on here and say a quick hello. And I watched a good video last night. A guy, well, his name's Tim, but his Hebrew name is Mattai, I think is how you say it. Um, well, anyway, End Time Watchman had a pretty good video. We disagree on a couple of Hebrew words because I'm going back to the clear Aramaic, and where he says Holy Spirit, I say divine, and that translates from divine feminine. And so if you have God and you have the woman, that kind of makes sense logically, but he won't go back into Sanskrit and investigate it any deeper than that. He's good to go, and he's one he's for the truth, you know. And so I just know my teachers were out to stop evil, and truth was a very big deal. So, from the people I learned from. So, I'm hoping he kind of takes a clue. If not, I mean, because I wrote it last year, I told him, then if you're going to investigate stuff and go into the languages, then why don't you tell everybody that this is what that is? But setting that aside, it was an excellent video we made last night about the blob and the yeast of the Pharisees. And it was really, really good video. So I put on my Facebook and I liked it. It should be in my liked videos. If they're showing up, I don't know. Nobody's ever said, hey, you said you liked something and it's not there, but I assume it is. So, but anyway, that was good. And oddly enough, and it's really weird because, well, I don't know, because I haven't watched him for a very long time, and it was a live stream that he did, and Robin from Robin's Hood was over there, and he hadn't been over there for a while either, so it's just kind of ironic that he was there too on that same day, and we're both interested in getting to the bottom of the truth and seeing what people are saying and whatnot, when it comes to the scriptures. So, yeah. I think it's kind of rude. I got somebody, I think he's about 50 years old, coming over here trying to insult me. Hey, dude, if you're going to watch this, I just got to say one thing to you. Doug knows everything in my life and everything I do, and I don't have eyes for anybody. And if I had, it would be Doug. So with your insinuating and trying to paint me as a low life, you can go bleep yourself. So anyway, with that said, yeah, this person, Mickey something, used to be Mickey Disease, and that's a very appropriate name. I have no idea what he wants. None. I've never really, I mean, he came over to my channel. I have no idea. If I offend you, go away. I don't want nothing to do with you. You're not a nice person. Get lost. You know? You got it? Okay, good. So, Doug's had some choice words for you, but I'll leave it at that. But another friend of mine said, unfortunately, I'm not fluent in idiot. And I said, hey, I got to borrow that one. That's a good one. You know, so. Yeah, remember that, everybody. That if somebody's being insulting to you and you truly are a good person, yeah, you got every right to defend yourself. So they feel like they can say anything about you, not knowing nothing about you, not nothing. It's like Doug. He's known me for a very long time, over 3 decades, and friends of ours have known me even longer than that, since I was a child. So the people that are around me in my life know me very well. I would get rid of somebody before I cheated or even thought of it. I did give him a letter of divorcement. So legally, I am separated. But I'm still not in the market. So, and the person that he said I had the hots for somebody. Dude, there's people around me right now that has wanted to take care of me instead of me working hard for decades. And let me tell you what, um, I got way better choices than what you think that I was looking at. That is the age of my son and resembles my son. How flippin' gross would that be? Think about that. That's, to me, just him saying that, I'm like, what the bleep? You know, because when I tell people when they're kind, I'll say, hey, I love you, but if you're not, you're unkind. I mean, this person he's talking about ended up being a real dick. And it just so happens his name is Richard, so it sort of fits. So, anyway. So, Mickey, whatever your real name is, you don't have no face. I have no idea who you are or what you want. Just go away, you know? I mean, you're really not bothering me. You just give me something more to talk about. That's about it. And what I'm talking about is somebody that's uh dude, you're out of your league. Go away. So go grow a heart and come back and talk like a real man, okay? Because if you think you're picking on this old lady, you, like I said, go bleep yourself. You know, seriously. And I'm sure you probably do, because I can't see that a real woman would want anything to do with somebody that would come on another woman's channel and talk down to her for absolutely no reason. So, yeah. So I guess that's pretty much what's going on today. Like I said, just gave me more to talk about. What the heck, whatever. He's Mickey something. If you guys want to go check out who he is, it's like nameless, faceless, mindless, garbled crap. He's not helping anybody do anything. So, yeah, one of them. Oh no, Doug's got the chainsaw out. Probably making a bonfire. Or he could be cutting, he's cutting these rounds of hardwood for me about like that thick, and we're making a path through. In between the shop and the house there's some bushes, and I've got lily of the valleys and ferns and stuff growing back there, and he's making a real cool path there, and then we're gonna um, put concrete on there and make a path around the house all the way like that. So, and then I have one garden that's sort of round, and I'm going to put some of them in there, sort of decorative too. So he might be chopping some of them circles up. So, dang, it was hot out today, though. They were loading that postal van, and I could tell he was getting a little overheated. So, but he went in the shop. It's all concrete floor in there, real thick, and it keeps it cool. And then he's got air in there, but he had the fan going, and it's just like I don't have my air on yet. Maybe tomorrow. It's supposed to be about 94, so we'll see. So yeah, it's nice to get out of the shower and keep your hair wet. So yeah, but I had some weird dreams last night. I had my fan going and I was dreaming I was on a train. So I think just the noise of the fan, because I've slept on a train before, it just sort of, it was really cool. I had a very long trip, and the oh, what do you call them? Okay, the conductor drives the train. The porter came and told me, because I was still a teenager, he came and told me, we've got a room that somebody had and they didn't show up for it, if you'd like to go in there. And I'm thinking, okay, that kind of freaked me out. I'm thinking, I told him no. He goes, I'll check on you, but you can lock the door and you don't have to let anybody in. And I'm thinking, oh. He says, once that's locked, he said, there's like only one set of keys or something. I can't remember what he said to convince me, but then I was tired of sitting up. So I was able to go back there, and there, a bathroom. There's a lazy boy chair and a little table, a little fridge, and a TV, and so it was really nice. So really cool. So yeah, we had gotten. Well, that's what it is because the snow came down over the tracks, and what was going to take like I think 17 hours or something ended up taking like 24. And my poor dog was in a kennel in the animal car. And I went back there and I gave him a half a sandwich. I didn't want to give him too much because he was cooped up. And when I got him out and I got him to, well, I lived pretty close to the mountains, and it was in Montana. And um, he got out, and that dog is a big Irish setter. He must have peed for, God, he ran for about an hour and a half, and I was just cracking up. Poor thing. Oh my God, poor baby. It was funny though. Oh, sad. But I couldn't let him out. There was absolutely nothing I could do about it. So could you imagine? And he would not make a mess anywhere, So just one of them really, really good dogs. So, oh, one thing I had told Robin's Hood over there, Doug got a bag of diacomastis earth, I think is how you say it. I'm not quite sure. I think you know what I mean, but it's like powdered up clay, and it keeps like it kills fleas, it kills spiders, water bugs. You can put it on the outside of your house. You can put it in the inside, like around the baseboards. You dust it on. It's a powder, and there hasn't. Usually, lately, the last like 5-10 years have been flea crazy, and every time we go to get like something, we have to stock up on that type of stuff before flea season gets here. So I got all fresh collars for everybody and all kinds of powders and everything. And I haven't had to use a thing. I put some of that stuff around my baseboards, and you put it where, like your water heater is, or your pipes come through in your cabinets, and you could eat it. And as a matter of fact, there's certain diseases that they actually do have you eat it, but it's really cool. It's only like $10 for a great big bag, like about a foot and a half tall. I can't remember how much it weighs. It's only like a couple pounds, but all I use is like about a half a cup around my house. I just kind of threw it in some spots where bugs were, and they're not no more. We have like these beetles, Japanese beetles, that they introduced into Minnesota um, to eat the aphids off the soybean crop or the corn crop, one of them two. I can't remember which one it was, but these beetles bite, and they're just hideous, and they'll battle you. They're a little bigger than a ladybug. They look just like one, only more orange than red. And you can let a ladybug walk on your finger and it's not going to bite you. You don't want to do that. But these things are vicious. Well, I haven't seen any of them. I had one fly in my house this morning. It was raining south of us. And it gets in somehow. God knows, I don't know how they get in when they get in. But anyway, one got in, but um, that's about it. I can go out around the house and put it too, but I haven't had to do anything like that. This stuff is incredible. Well, Robin and his wife have stray kitties that had stray cat had babies under their shed, and I had ones like that. I had to capture them, and I built a great big kitty cage, and I literally had to catch them, some of them with a live net. Um, and I got them in there. We had let somebody use our live trap But anyway, I got him in this great big cage, and luckily I found a couple people to take some. They were like fluorescent orange kitties, just absolutely gorgeous cats, long hair, some of them. One I called Flo because she was so fluorescent. She was just all pretty. And so I got them in this cage and gave a couple away that were sort of tame, and the other ones a lady came and got and took them all because she had this well, it was an empty barn, and it had a enclosed like play area and a way for them to come in and go out, and it looked like almost like a little kiddie farm. Beautiful little place. We stopped in to see where they were going to go because she did say she had a cat get hit up on the road right by her place. That's why she wanted another one. So that was sort of a hard decision, but then she showed us that she was going to keep them in, and then we were really careful too because we had people that would come up from the cities, Minneapolis, St. Paul area, and take them back down and sell them to the U of M to do experiments on, or God knows what else. I'm not going to go into what some other cultures eat, but so yeah, I was very careful, and I used to just give them away. Um, but I actually had a litter right before we were going to get her fixed. Um, she ended up dying, and it wasn't even our cat. We took her in, this pregnant cat, So, but anyway, she had another litter, and we ended up selling some of them. And Doug did keep one out of like 4 litters she had. So, but one of the litters, there was one cat Doug called George, and we had a cat named George, and George looked just like our Georgie. And so these people came to look at a kitty, and they were out in the shop, and I don't know if I think he was the last kitty. I'm pretty sure he was. And they already had a couple, and they were going to use them for a barn kitty to keep the mice away. Well, so they came to look for him. I was looking all over for that cat, and all of a sudden I'm like, Georgie, and I hear him meow, meow. He had put him in a cupboard. He was going to keep that cat. And I said, why didn't you just tell me, you know? Well, he did end up keeping one of the kitties, the next litter, the last litter, and that was the one he's got now called Robert. But and our cats are spayed and neutered. We take care of them. But that was the funniest thing. And me and this lady, we were cracking up. And so they were going to keep Georgie outside. But when the kids and her parents met this cat, I call them puffkins or puffkins because they're all really, really fuzzy. And whenever you met a pufferkin, you'd have to fall in love. They were just really cool kittens. I mean, I love all kitties, but they were really special. I think they have some wildcat, bobcat in them, and Bob's tail he's a bobcat. But the mother, her haunches were just like huge, and then her jowls were, and one of her sons, and this is no kidding, I think, and I called him Elmo because my one indoor cat, Bathsheba, she'd see him and it sounded like Elmo and hell no and hello and all constant. Well, I gave him away to a lady that actually had a kitty petting zoo. She had exotic chickens and ostriches and, or, peacocks, that type of thing, and like 99 cats, and she just wanted one more, and Elmo was it. And he was what do you call that, ped. He had 6 toes on every hand. His paws were like, I'm not kidding, almost 2 inches wide. He was freaking crazy huge cat. Like a Mancoon, only bigger, if you know what I mean. Didn't have quite the pronounced stripes. He had more the speckles of a bobcat. So yeah, and their mouths, her mouth, the mom's mouth was like Pac-Man. She could open it up so wide, and when she ate, she just like shoveled the food in and gulp it. She was like crazy. And I never seen nothing like her before. Doug called her Fluffy. I called her something else, but I just let him because I tamed her before um, Doug could pet her because she was out in the yard with two babies. So, um, Inky and Elmo. Well, anyway, uh, um, she would, when he was holding her and she'd love to kind of dance, he'd hold her and dance with her. And she was so happy and she'd start drooling. I mean, when I first was feeding her and I was petting her and my glove was like soaking wet, I had never seen anything like that in my whole life. It's like a pint of liquid in 20 seconds, you know. So, anyway, crazy. Seriously, the most spitness cat I ever seen in my life. Bob's not even near like that, and his mouth's only about half the size of his mom. Here, yeah, she was. I, I never seen any cat that could open their jaw, and her tongue looked like a human baby tongue. It was so big. If you ever seen a cat like that, it was remarkable. Real beautiful cat. I got some pictures around. Maybe I can dig one up and show you sometime. But anyway, Bob's got one where he sits on Doug's desk up on the top. It's a picture of him and his siblings and his mama. And he used to lick it, but I told him you got to quit licking it or you're going to wreck it and you won't have it anymore. Although I got copies, but still. And it's not, I told Doug, don't let him lick that. That's not good for him. And he finally quit doing that. So that's a good boy. Very smart, you know, well behaved for the most part. He was a little wild at first, but little out of the normal, like literally took a chunk out of my cat. So, and for a minute there, it was almost him or her, you know. And after, and my cat's 20 and he's only 8, so you can guess who I was going to keep. Even though I raised Bobby, when his mom died, I took the babies in. There was 6 of them and took care of all of them. But oh, there was this little calico one. I called her Callie. She was so pretty. I wanted to keep her so bad, but I had my own and my own responsibilities. So, but yeah, I'm not really. I mean, I love cats, but I train my cat more like a dog. So, and I expect them to do what I ask them to do. You know, I don't tolerate any kitty bullshit, if you know what I mean. With some cat people, oh, they're like rubbing all over you and doing whatever they want to do. No, you just stop that crap, you know. Anyway, that's the way I feel about it. I'm allergic to cats, so if they don't take really good care of themselves, um, I have problems. My eyes will puff up. But I'm lucky mine are very clean and well behaved and that type of thing. So I'll let my cat sit on my bed, but I don't like rubbing on me. So, and I will pet her. I'll pet her and then take a shower, that type of thing. So, yeah. Oh, I hear Doug's cat. So that's, I didn't know I had enough to talk about, but like I say, I hope everybody's doing good. And um, I don't know if I'll be on here tomorrow. I'll have to see what tomorrow brings because I think I got a little too much to do and it's going to be pretty hot. So I'm going to have to see how I feel. Maybe it's not bad this evening, so maybe tomorrow I'll be able to. I'll see what's up. So, peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA. Thank you for joining me. Even Mickey, hey, you want to be a decent human being, man, be one. If you don't, go away. I don't really give a shit. But don't try and paint me into some kind of loose bitch. Got that? Don't ever, ever talk down to me again. Because you will not like the karma train coming back your way. Got it? I mean that. And I believe that wholeheartedly. I think you know that too. Okay, everybody else. Peace and love. You too, Mickey. Bye. Later, people.